of all, thank you, all four of you guys, for coming tonight. It's kind of nice to have a smaller group and less hostile. I do want to say something. I look at our reports every month. And, you know, after the comments that were made about our law enforcement last month, I was looking at our law enforcement reports for this month. And when we get our reports show year-to-date for this month and year-to-date the same time last year. I'm here to tell you that the crime rate in this town is down quite a bit. And when I look at the numbers, and I'm looking at things like miles traveled by department is way up. The reason crime is down is because our patrol officers are out there doing their job. I also saw, the only thing I really saw an increase in was the request to unlock motor vehicles, and I'm going to say that's because people are coming to us to visit. Because having been law enforcement in parks, I unlocked so many car doors because they were coming to visit and they just forgot. But anyway, my point is that there are some good things happening in town. Our law enforcement is doing an outstanding job. Chief, please pass that on to everybody. We appreciate what you're doing. Clifton Forge may be small, but we all know we have crime here. And you guys are doing a great job, and I just wanted to put that out there. Well done on all these projects. I have not been on the new website yet. I was watching the emails, and I knew it was coming up today, but I have not been on it yet. But I will get on it when I get home, and I'm really excited about that. The stars going to the theater, that is exciting. I work with the population, and they are so excited about that, so I'm really looking so forward to that. Green pastures, that is a very worthwhile project. I'd say near and dear to my heart, being a retired state park ranger, that's a big deal, and it will only help our economy here in Clifton Forge to make that project, help them make that project be very successful. Jenny, I am so sorry I missed your birthday thing on Saturday. I was out of town, and I literally was falling asleep behind the wheel when I came through town. My husband says, "Are you going to be okay to get through town?" I thought for sure as soon as I got off the interstate I'd be fine. Boy, I didn't, and I did not realize, and I'm so sorry I missed that. But congratulations on 10 years. You do have a beautiful business. Yes, we all need to take a hike in the Forge. We do have some gorgeous trails. I mean, it's amazing what we have right here in our own backyard. And I certainly hope that more people will get out and use those trails, because I know it's a little hot right now, but we have got some really beautiful facilities right here in our little town. So thank you for that, and we'll definitely do the tour. That's all I got.
Well, I'd like to thank all four of y'all for coming. Three of you spoke. I don't know what happened to that guy right there. He's had to have something. The stars coming back. If you've never seen the stars program, you're missing something. You're really missing it. I've seen it 2 or 3 times, and you really are missing it. It's just inspiring to watch them do that. And we sit around and complain because it's hot. You know, they're just full of love and joy and happiness, and they never complain. They never complain. And the web page, I'll have to get my watch, show me how to get on. But I'll be on it. I'll get my picture too.
Yeah, get your picture to us.
Hey, I'll call you. Say, why ain't my picture on?
Yeah, put that on Facebook.
You know, green pastures. You know, I went to work on the railroad in '78, and I don't know what year they shut down green pastures. I think it was shortly after that. But I know my friends who were out, they couldn't wait. We worked out of town. They couldn't wait. What are you going to do tomorrow? We're going to green pastures. We're going to green pastures, and that's what they did. They came in on weekends after a hard week of work out of town and stuff. They went to green pastures, and one of my friends did actually dive in the water and break his neck out there. And he was able to come back to work, but he struggled. He eventually retired from the railroad, but I know they loved that place. They loved that place. And when you say grants, I'm thinking, man, we're going to dig this whole water out, we're going to open up the bathroom, we're going to swim. You know, and hopefully with that $5 million, if we can get it, would do that. I mean, it's a great historical marker. I mean, if you could get it up and running again, well, people out of town would come and visit. They would come here in Iowa State and visit a historical marker like that, and I think it's just great. And I just like to thank council, man. It's only a month. When it's ain't a month, I miss you guys. Yeah. So, hey, I'm just glad to be alive today. Hey, tomorrow's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
What's all right?
Councilman Rice.
Miss Jenny, the store's beautiful. I know I took my daughter down there and she loves it, so she'll probably be back before school starts. The trails, I've been on 2, I think, but it's been like a year ago, so they don't count, but I'll try to get back after them. They are beautiful. I enjoy coming down Richmond Street and coming down the gravel trail there and branching off and going. Look forward to everything that's happening. Just real quick, the Stars, I know we beat on them tonight, beat on them, pushed them, and we need to. Personally involved with that group and have been told by several singers, you know, well, I sure do wish I could get back there because just felt like a star when I walked out on that stage. And it's nothing to do with any other stages anywhere. It's just, there's something about standing in front of that auditorium on that stage that whether you're singing or performing anything, you're a star. So it's dear to their hearts, and I'm so glad that the theater in Clifton Forge has brought that back together because that's going to be a beautiful show, August 25th. Couldn't believe Lloyd Morgan's coming. Country music singer, pretty good, back from my era in the 90s. Got a lot of things going on. The other day when we had Fridays in the Forge, I noticed there was way more people. I think last year when we got started, it was, you know, just didn't get it out there, and then it would be a little bit more and a little bit more. Well, this year I think we opened the gates right out and took off, and I was proud to see that many people in town. And we actually ate at Michael's and went in there, and there was people in there eating, you know, getting a meal, so it's positive. So, but I thank you guys for coming, and Chuck, you're kicking it, man. Thank you. That's all I have.
Vice Mayor.
Kind of piggyback off being there with Lori Morgan. I think it's a really big deal for our town. It's awesome that a big name like that's coming to town, and I think it, you know, can bring a lot to people in the town, spending money in our town. So anytime we can do that, you know, tourism's a major focus that we need to focus on for any of our businesses. We like to get people in town. You know? Green pastures is another one of those things that can lead people into our area, and they'll trickle into our town. Thank you guys that did come tonight. Congratulations to you about being open for 10 years, because that's no short measure there. Yeah, definitely, and I think you hit it right on the head. You survived COVID, and that's a lot of businesses did not come out of that. So unfortunately that day I was celebrating the birthday also of twins with a lot of kids over at my house for a sleepover. So but congratulations, and wish you continued success. So, hike the Forge. I grew up in this town, so I walked all this town. As a kid, it was a lot safer to walk around as a kid. I wouldn't send my kids out like that now, but it was a lot safer. But I've walked all these trails, and I'd like to try to do it in my whole body and see if I can make it up some of the steep hills. Hopefully some of the grant money that Chuck has coming to the Hazel Run Trail will make some good improvements to that too. Make it a little more easier to access at some points and make it nicer. The book series is awesome. I bought a couple, and I'm excited to see this new book. So I think it's a really good thing, and I really started out on the ones because I grew up on the theater here. So the first one I purchased was about the historic Masonic Theater, and also bought the rail one too, so interested to see the new one and excited to see what that has in it. So I can remember when the Arts and Crafts Center opened. So going to school here in Clifton Forge, you know, we would take trips. You know, we could walk trips. It didn't have to get on the bus, you know. We would take some bus trips, you know, for arts things in Covington, whether it be plays or whatever, but we could walk to the Arts and Crafts Center. You know, it was in its infancy back in the 80s, and it's come a long way, and it's another thing in Clifton that survived, so. And that's no short measure, but from a lot of volunteers. And speaking of volunteers, I'd like to thank all of them that were involved in revising the comprehensive plan. I know that was a lot of volunteer hours and sweat, and a lot of thought had to go into that, so I appreciate everybody that was working on that project. Chuck, I'll say that thank you for getting the public workshop guys out there on the east end of English Street there where it was trying to grow up, and had heard a lot of people in the neighborhood talking about how it grown up, so thank you, and thank those guys and girls for being out there in these crazy hot temperatures and getting that tackled. Hopefully, you know, it's something a little more easier managed.
They actually like it, those blue shade.
It is shady there. There's a big tree canopy there, so that helps. Can't say the same for, it looked like there's some trees cut on top of the wall on the west end coming in town, so no shade there, so hopefully those guys and gals are staying hydrated. And Chuck, I think you do a good job, and it's easier said than done about ignoring what's on social media, but I just urge you to remember that those people a lot of times have their minds made up, their closed mind, and they don't want to educate themselves about the issues, they just want to comment. So try to remember that. I know we're all human, so we take it to heart.
So, and sometimes though, you just have to put the correct information out. So,
Thank you for that.
Well, being last, everybody done said everything. I'd like to thank everybody for coming too, all four of you. Dave, you're the only one that didn't speak, you could have had your chance. I'm glad to see the website up and going. Maybe calm down some of the stuff going around on Facebook too about the website, but it is nice. It's great. I looked at it before I left. Good, and it's a great job. Like I said, I want to
big improvement.
Big improvement. Especially paying your water bill now. I think that's been in Clifton Forge's thing for a long time to get done, and now it's done. I'd like to thank Main Street and Jenny and everybody for the 4th of July event. I mean, that thing was great. And I might be a little biased, but Clifton Forge had the best fireworks I've ever seen. I went to 2 or 3 places, I ain't gonna name names, but ours was awesome. And one big burst was like the whole sky. I've never seen nothing like it. I want to thank Main Street for all y'all do and putting on that celebration. And the biggest thing I noticed at the celebration is 4 or 5 kids. You got 4 or 5 kids to read the Independence. That was great. It just blew my mind. They did a great job. I'd like to get their names and invite them to council.
If I can, that was a Jack Backus thing. Jack was going to educate, entertain, and celebrate. And we had those 4 kids up there, and that was not Jack.
That's great. Thank you. I come through town the other night, this is an old thing, but I'm going to mention it again, and the rock house in the cemetery. It was kind of late, the sun was going down, just right over that rock. That thing is beautiful now. I mean, it's some beautiful scenery. I want to thank Chuck for buying the outside lights, putting on it, and Shorty and his crew putting the roof on it after materials were bought voluntarily, or whatever. It is great up there. Just little things you never hardly notice, but sometimes you just ride by and see it. It looks way better than what it used to do. Green pastures, I think I said it all, but I want to get some numbers so we can get something going on that 5 million. Well, that would be tremendous out there. Jenny, I want to say I'm personally sorry. My job as mayor should have been to come by your place. I'm sorry for what didn't make it. I knew it, but somehow it just slipped me. And I want to say I'm sorry, and thank you for the 10 years you've been there, and 10 more. hopefully 20.
I'm 73 now.
Friday in the Forge, like Ben said, it was a great Friday in the Forge. Me and Chuck was talking at about 6 o'clock. I don't think anybody will show up, but I said, I don't know, like, and it was slutty, then it kept on and on and on. And it was one of the best Fridays in the Forge we've had yet. I've talked to some of the people who sold things, guy who sold barbecue, sold everything. Sold everything out, 42 Deli, I talked to her, she sold. She did real good. I think everybody in town did great that night. Only the second one would be a lot better, though. Might have a little water park for some kids, hopefully. To get them to play. I just hope everybody has a great month, and we'll see you at the next meeting.